Yes, it's me. It's me. It's the MIC, Craig, aka Mr. Impact. Here with another special edition of TBN Chats. Again, unfortunately, no Peter Nixon, but we have an incredible guest, rising star of the British wrestling scene. It's Smashing Mike's. Mike, how's it going?
I'm all good, brother. I appreciate you having me, man. Like everyone knows, I'm going to tell you what it is during this podcast.
I appreciate you taking your time and coming on our little show. It's like I said earlier, it's all about getting all the eyes we can on the British wrestling scene, and of course, the people who make it, the wrestlers. So appreciate your time. And I guess I'll start off with this. What first attracted you to pro wrestling? Was it a certain promotion? Was it a certain wrestler? What was it that made you a fan of wrestling?
Let's go back from the beginning, champ. One big thing, my dad's always been a big wrestling fan. Like everyone who knew me as a kid knew that I would be doing this. Two things that was big for me as a kid, because I was like Dragon Ball Z and wrestling. Those are my things as a kid. Like those two were my things. They were, and I just kept up with it with wrestling. I've always been that fan since that kid. Like, because I'm young, I'm still young. We're both young anyway. But I grew up in the Monday Night Wars. I'm biased. I always say that's the best era in wrestling. Actually, no, can't say biased. That's facts, because everyone still talks about it to this day, like how great that era was.
Yeah. I mean, I unfortunately just missed that era.
Yeah.
Like 2002, where I first started watching. But I mean, obviously, you can't underestimate how good that era was. Wrestling was, wrestling was huge for a lot of people then, and
it was too big. It was bigger than football in this country. It was massive. I remember, man, it was massive, brother. Too big.
It was crazy. So, big question: WCW, WWF.
It's hard, man, because I was that wrestling fan. I don't know if I can pick. I was just that wrestling fan. Yeah, okay, because you put me in a spot. I have to answer, because I'm like, by hair, by the smallest bit, like that, like millimeter. WCW by a millimeter, and that is little millimeter. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously my family. Most of the family watched WWE because that's all I saw of what they watched. But I was surprised to find out my family were WCW.
Oh,
that was a surprise for me.
Yeah, but it's so difficult, man. It's hard to pick, but I can't avoid the question. I'm just a wrestling guy in general. I am.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Wrestling is it's a lot of fun, and do you feel like the British wrestling scene right now has the potential to get back to those days of when like the World of Sport? Is there massive potential for that to happen again? Could you see the way back to that?
Yeah, the talent pool in British wrestling is deep. I'm thankful I'm part of it. It is so. I met some great people in the British scene. It is on fire right now. Let's be honest. Isn't some of the best wrestlers right now British?
Yeah, I've said it. We had a Zach Knight on a couple of weeks ago, and he said that the best wrestlers in the world are on the UK scene.
It's a fact. A lot of people. I met a lot of people from different countries relocated here because it's a fact. It's the time now, man. Like we're making a big scene. We are, and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Is like where everyone just you got this crop of talent that's just hungry to be the best, like to be the number one person. And I'm one of those people that I just want to be the best. I'm one of the best promising guys in the game. I'm just going to tear it up next year. I had a great year this year so far.
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, you having a great year. So to take it back, was there a a certain moment or something that happened where you thought, yeah, I want to wrestle? Was a certain wrestler that inspired you to say, I want to be on that level as a wrestler, or was it just you? Like I said, you loved it that much, and you thought wanted to do it. What was the moment where you decided, yeah, I want to?
So, bro, you there? It's a bit frozen.
And do that?
So, bro, I can hear you just kind of it kind of froze a little bit a minute ago, didn't it?
Yes, no. So, said, what was the moment where you thought, I want to wrestle? This is what I want to do. I want to be a wrestler on that level with whoever you idolize at the time.
Well, like going back as a kid, I've always been that wrestling fan. I just thought it would never happen. Then when I got into the game, I saw some of the people I used to I train with, like Tate Mayfair, one of the best in the game right now. 2019, that's when I made my debut against him. It was against him. Beat him, game over. Love him, but I beat him. Then I read that the same day when I had my debut. I'll never forget this. It was in the locker room. A talented wrestler that's in New Japan, Gable Kidd, came up to me. And that's when I first met him. He pulled me aside. He goes, Mike, what was that? Keep up this wrestling. I just met him that day. I just met him. I didn't know I knew who he was. I used to watch him on TV. He didn't even know me like that. He just came up and said, Mike, you got mad potential. Carry on with this. I'm like, yo. I'm like, this guy don't know me like that. And he's praising me. I said, thank you, sir. Then when I wrestled him, before he went to New Japan, I was one of his last few wrestlers to wrestle him. But I was told that he requested to wrestle me. I was like, what? And that was like my third match, fourth. I was like, wow. Then I'm like, yes, I'm destined for this. Like, there's some people want to do this. There's some people they love it or they do it for hobby. I'm destined for this. There's some people just destined to be in the wrestling. That's just me.
Yeah.
Then when Tate did the pre-show 2019 Progress, I said to myself, I want to get in that position. Guess what? Later, literally 2 months later, I was in that position.
Wow.
Literally, I made my debut March the 8th, 2019 against Tate Mayfair. Once again, beat him. I love him. I beat him. I break a bunch of people there. 6 months later, legit, the 27th of October 2019, I'm in the pre-show for Progress.
Yeah, I mean it's so cool to see, because obviously I've been fortunate to see you a couple of times at PEW down in Stratford.
Oh, swear! Thanks, man. I swear.
Yeah, I caught your 6-person tag with Big Guns Joe and Aurora Tevez.
That was a match.
The entire titles. Yeah, I mean the crowd. That's probably one of the loudest matches I've been a part of in the crowd.
Oh,
it was incredible, and that was the first time I ever had a chance to see you, and I mean, my head nearly fell off.
Oh, appreciate it, brother. No, real time, I appreciate that. Mad love for that, man.
It was just superb. So, obviously, been killing it from either from training or just in life in general. What's been the best piece of advice you've been?
Ooh, okay.
That
go for it. Just go for it. Everyone has got an opinion, whatever you do, brother. Like, regardless, it could be a good thing, great thing, a negative thing. Something. Everyone's got an opinion. If you know in your heart that you know that you can do it, I know myself. When I want something, I'm gonna get it, regardless. Anyone says to me, "Oh, Mike, it's a bit too early." "Oh, Mike, it's a bit too." How am I supposed to know? How do I know it's gonna be if I never tried it? I need one thing that scares me in life really is that what if? Oh, Mike, what if you didn't try this? Or what if you didn't wrestle this person? Or what if you didn't go for it? Like, it's not gonna bother anyone else. It's either gonna make you or break you, and it's made me, and it won't break me if I fail. It's me that failed, but I'm gonna learn from it duplicate it, and get better from there. So just go for it, and make sure you have the right people around you that support you. Like that crop. I got a really supportive people in my life, my family. My parents come to me to wrestling. I train with the right people. I do. I got my boys that are not wrestling fans. None other than people I met in wrestling. None of my close boys are wrestling fans, other than they grew up with it. But they paid their hard-earned money to come and watch me wrestle. Like sometimes they travel an hour and a half to watch me, and they don't regret it. So I got this nice surrounding I have. So that's my advice for people.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, you've got to go for it. If you make a mistake, you just learn from it. You can't be successful without making mistakes.
Yeah, it's true. Like if it was like in general, like look at The Rock in 1997. Remember, he was rocking my VR. He got booed out of the building. Imagine if he didn't get booed. We would have been rocking my VR for years. That's cool, but would he been The Rock? That global icon that put wrestling to a whole new level. Would he be that guy? No.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, you never know. But
Never.
like I said, The Rock is just he transcends wrestling. You don't have to be a wrestling fan to know who The Rock is at this point. But he's very proud of where he came from and will always has put wrestling on a map for a lot of people. So it's all about learning from the mistakes and making the most of every single opportunity. So obviously, you've had absolute bangers all over the country. For people who aren't aware, it's the first time watching this pod and they aren't too familiar with you, if you could pick one or maybe two matches from your current run of matches that you've had so far that you would say people go check out if they want to see what the real Smashing Mike is all about, could you pick two? What would they be?
Yeah. So it happened recently, and I'm going to send it to you. I'll send you after this podcast. I just wrestled last week in Michael Oku, and everyone knows who Michael Oku is. He's on the roll right now. Like this is his year. Everyone knows it's his year when it comes to wrestling. I just hang with the best, and he did nothing but praise me. He didn't say nothing bad, nothing that. He praised me, and when the match happened, it felt like if it was just instant chemistry there, and we tore it up. The crowd was so we didn't even need to touch. The first 3 minutes, it was so loud. They were like, Mike, and I'm like, which one? Because his name is Michael as well. They're like this. They're like smashing. They're like, right, this is that's the number one I would do. But at the same time, people need to remember, I'm already part of one of the best tag teams in the game. Westside Heat. Remember, me and my partner JT unfortunately injured, but I represent Westside Heat during the singles run. We wrestled Destination Everywhere. If it wasn't for that match, we wouldn't be who we are today. Because we were just thrown as a tag team. I didn't even know who this dude was. Everyone's like, oh, I got offered to like, hey, would you like to be in a tag match against James Tone? I'm like, who the hell is this dude? They never told me he relocated. we had our first tag match last year, September the 18th, and everyone came back to us like, there's something there with you two. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Everyone says that. I'm like, whatever. Then we had another match, tag match, and it kept on going. Like, we started to feel it. He doesn't live far from me, so we're driving home. He goes, Mike, I said, should we just do a tag team? Yeah. So my other match will be Destination Everywhere, and it happened this year, February the 5th. And that match, some fans came up to us, that's the best match I've ever seen. Like, I'm not exaggerating. They said so. But when we came back from the curtain, the wrestlers came up to us like, Mike, I'm jealous. I want to match back. I'm jealous. They're like, what the hell was that? Everyone's like, what the hell was that? They're like, I want to wrestle you lot now. Like, those are my two matches. And I'm going to send you that match after this podcast, brother, against Michael Oku. You'll understand why I'm ready for the big leagues now.
I cannot wait to check out. You mentioned tag party, just a random show asks you want to tag with someone you don't particularly know. That seems to be a lot of people's stories for some of the best tag teams that's ever happened. You know, you look at the Wolves, Eddie Edwards and David Richards. They were in Wolverhampton, put together for a show, and one of the four-time Impact World Tag Team Champions, multi-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions everywhere they've been. So it's when stuff like that happens, you can catch essentially lightning in a bottle. It's you know that it can just put a rocket to everyone's back involved and just shoot at the top. It's crazy how that seems to happen quite a lot, and teams just automatically become some of the best there's ever been.
That happened to us. I'll never forget that. Then when we had the Destination Everyone match, that's like, you know, there's a catalyst to start your career as a tag. That happened. A couple weeks later, we won a tag team champion. That was October, November, December, January. 5 months as a tag team, we won a tag team championship. A couple of months later, we won another tag team championships, and I had to keep that silent. So when we won the tag teams, there's a lot of places that wanted to get us. I'm already known in UBW because I was the Young Lions Championship. I was the most dominant champion in that company. I was having on the tear. Lost it by cheating because you're going to beat me by cheating, brother. It's impossible to wrestle me, and I'm not going to get tired because I don't know what that word means to this day. Try to find a dictionary. I still don't understand what that word means. So I'm already known in that company, but no one knows who my tag partner is. So I had to keep it quiet. Like, there was this tag team. They were so dominant. It was the issue, the open challenge. The other tag teams came. They got beat. They're like, yeah, I'm coming home. My music hits. It was like, because I haven't been in that company for 3 months since I lost that title because I was somewhere else, and I came back. And everyone started going ballistic, but they found out I was a part of this tag team. And we came, bam, bam, House of Fire. 1, 2, 3. The roof blew off the place, bro. Like, it went ballistic. Then that was, I think, 8 months later as a tag. 2 championships in 2 different promotions simultaneously. The same time, brother. Next month after that, we had to defend both our tag team championships. Same time. No, the same time. The same day. The 25th. Wrestled up near Stevenage, I bet, like there. Defended that belt. As soon as we finished, traveled down to Essex. An hour drive to go defend that belt. And we won, and we both retained the belt, and we didn't get tired. And me and my tag team partner celebrated my birthday the week after. That's 8 months as a tag team.
I mean, just wow. Like, wow. Incredible. So, obviously, you mentioned, tag team titles run and Young Lions champion. What was your first championship in wrestling? And when you won that, how did you feel knowing that everything you've worked towards, you're a champion? How did that feel, and what was that first championship?
Oh, you just answered you just answered it, brother. It was a Young Lions Championship. So I was at UBW. I came. This was my first promotion outside my own promotion. Outside the other promotion, I made my debut in. Then I lost by cheating. Then I came back. It's supposed to be for it's like the 6-man match. The winner gets a title shot.
Yeah.
I won. I was the first entry, and I won. I beat all of them. I did. Then I got stick behind the guy who was a champion. Cashed in. He can do this anytime, any place. So he saw me vulnerable. I lost. Then they started to build this up. So it was at their biggest show called UBW, WrestleMania 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done this promo that I'm going to hit the bag. I'm going to train. I said, I hope you lot are ready for this, bro. I'm coming to tear this up. And when I'll bring my family, it's like an hour and 10-minute drive. And one of my close boys, I know for 12 years, came and saw me. My other boy as well. Went there, come in. I'm like, this is my time. This was a year into my debut as well. So March 2019, then to March 2020, I won my very first title. I'll send you the link of that as well. When I won 2, the roof went ballistic. Everyone's like, what the hell? A couple weeks later, the pandemic happened.
Yeah, that seems to be a common thing for a lot of, well, it was for everyone in the world, but in wrestling, that happened, seemed to happen for quite a lot of people. So when that happened, how did you keep up to be ready for whenever we were able to come back and resume whatever the normality was going to be? How did you keep yourself focused on what could happen in the next however many months, years it took?
So for me, people need to understand that I'm a student of wrestling. I'm a student of the game. So I study wrestling every day, bro. There was a point during lockdown, I was just studying wrestling. Like, I'm not talking about just WWE, I'm talking about all sorts of wrestling. There'll be a time I go through WWE. There'll be a time I go through the cruiserweight division, WCW. There'll be a time I watch Japanese wrestling.
Yeah.
There'll be time I'll go through watching women wrestling. I'll go through a whole British wrestling. I'll go through a stage. What made this person special? What made this person special? Because I kind of knew who I wanted to be in wrestling. Technically, I'm being myself, but how can I translate that in the wrestling world? So I started to find it, and study, and I'm like, yeah. And at the same time, my dad says, Mike, just pack on size, because I was lean. But he says, just eat,
Yeah.
because you get. For me, I can get in shape like that easy. It's not that hard. Bam, because I came from a boxing amateur wrestling background. I did. Then I said, let me
Right.
eat. Then came back. When everyone saw it, was like, oh my gosh, Mike, you let yourself go, because I was just massive.
Yeah.
Lockdown, got back in shape. I was like, damn, Mike, you put on some mad size. I was like, all right. It comes. So my very first match was February the 5th. It was for my first defense of the title. Bring a bunch of people
Right.
there. And I said, let me come out on this tour, show people what I'm capable of. Go there. I'm like, easy work. And I said, I'm just ready. They've just been boom, boom, boom from there, brother.
Awesome. I mean, it's so cool to see how much passion there is for wrestling. Did you feel like when you came back that there is almost a new appreciation for what everyone in that ring can do? When wrestling we had it took away from us for 2 years, and then when everyone was allowed back in and people had to do their thing, and crowds were allowed to be loud. Did you feel that was a new appreciation for?
I think. Sorry, bro. It froze again.
Oh, Wi-Fi is awful. It's very stormy here, so
That's right. You
so
just froze a
with
minute ago.
wrestling, with wrestling when it came back after the pandemic, do you feel like there's a different appreciation from the fans and the people in the ring because haven't taken away from for so long? Do you feel like there's a new appreciation for what people were doing in that ring?
Yeah. At the same time, I always appreciated what I was doing, like, because I always value time more than anything else. Because you can't ever get time back. People were just dying to come back and show people what they're capable, what they've done during the lockdown. I knew what I was doing, and everyone knew what I was doing because I trained with my boys I know for 12 years, like constantly, consistently training, come back, and plus the rest of the fans want to be entertained, man. So everyone just hungry to just showcase what they can do. I'm there. I'm like, yep, I know what I can do. I just need one opportunity. I just need one. Like I did with Progress 6 months of my debut. I did one. It got one of the most highest views. When we came back, everyone was like, for a pre-show, that was loud. And I was unknown. Imagine me now at Progress Red Pro. The matches I'm putting, versatility. Now I look good for my age. Duh. You see me how I come up with the entrance, but I'm just flowing with it. I don't force that. Just imagine me in the big stage now. My time is coming. Everyone knows my time is coming. I'm one of the few people that's going to be in there very soon. And when it comes, it's going to be the right time, and I'll be prepared. And everyone will be like, Mike should have been here a long time ago. I'm like, yeah, but I'll give it to the Lord's time. And when it comes, everyone will be like, "Yep, I know why his name is Smashing Mike." You don't need to question why he's there. But yeah, there's a reason why his name is that.
Yeah, it's it's so cool to see because there's so many incredible wrestlers on this scene, and you know that their time is coming and it's coming fast, and it's clear to see that with you, especially. I've only seen it a handful of times, but it's very clear there's a lot that you can do, and it needs to be seen by a lot more eyes very soon.
It's coming, bro. Like another one I really enjoyed. Were you there when I done a triple threat at PW?
I don't think I was. No.
Yeah, this was September the 3rd. I think that was the loudest crowd reaction this year for me. Had that triple threat match for the PW Internet Championship. When I won it, oh, if you heard that crowd went berserk. Even when I got wrestlers texting me like, that was a pop, Mike. If you see the video properly when I won, there was actually people dancing. If you watch it carefully, there's people dancing. I was like, even I heard it, everyone even came backstage like, that was loud. That was
Yeah.
loud. I'm like, I didn't realize how loud it was. I was like, gosh.
It's awesome to hear. It's like I said, there's so many talented people on this scene, and they need to be seen by a lot more eyes. And you're definitely up there and on the verge of your breakout. Yeah, it's going to be incredible to watch. I can't wait to get out to the show where you're on and just witness it, because you're gonna smash it.
I appreciate it, brother, and I'm gonna appreciate you bringing me to the podcast, man. So I ain't gonna forget when I get to the big stage. I'm gonna remember all like people like you that's just like being a very supportive of my career. I'm gonna forget stuff like that. You lot pay your hard-earned money to come and watch us. You think that I'm a big believer. Like when someone pays like 5, 10, 20 pounds to watch wrestling, I don't want that fan to be like, no. For me, I want that fan to lose their mind. Like, I can give them the greatest match ever. Cool. But I want them to be emotionally invested. At the end, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember Mike. Yeah, this and that. So when you're there, every fan that's there, I'm going to make sure they pay their hard-earned money. They'll be so entertained. At the same time, they're going to get tired more than me, bro.
That's awesome to hear. So obviously, we're up on time. So I think wrap up this like I always do with every interview I do. One question: in the next 3 years, where do you want to be? Whether it be personally, professionally, where does Smash Mike want to be in the next 3 years?
Japan and the Japanese scene. I just love that style, man. I think just made for me. Like that type of style. A lot of people agree because I came from a boxing amateur wrestling background. So I still want to keep that trait that I do. And then that style suits me. Imagine me with my charisma there as well. Like I'll just bring a different genre there as well. So but it'll happen organic. So that's my goal. Boop, over that side.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's more than enough paths created to get to that stage. You look at Will Ospreay, you look at Zack Sabre Jr., Gabriel Kidd, so many others. So it's it's not beyond the realms of possibility. And like I said, from what I've seen of you in the ring in person, yeah, like I said, you suit that style massively.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That's the goal. That's it. Within 12 months, the goal is within 12 months, Rep Pro in progress. It's my time. I deserve to be in that stage. My time is coming. I just have to be very patient, bro. And when I want something, nothing in my mind stops me. That's the goal. Within 12 months. That is the goal.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening for you, and I can't wait to see it. So I'll appreciate your time. I'll let you go. Let everyone watching know where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can see you in the next couple of months. I want to let people know.
So right now, I'm kind of like this has been so grateful. Thanks to the fans for supporting me. So I got double this weekend. This Saturday I got Apex. As soon as I finish, I go straight to PW defend my Internet Championship for the second time. Because, brother, we don't make them excuses. We're built for this. Then the 4th, I'm at UBW. Remember, I won every championship in UBW. Young Lion champion. I was the best champion there. Me and JT were already one of the best tag teams in the game. Everyone knows that. We had to lose the belts. Unfortunately, JT's injured, so I'm coming for the world belt, and everyone knows me. When I win that belt, I'm gonna put on some of the best matches ever seen. Then I got the 11th in Jurassic. That is Jurassic Pro Wrestling. So those are my latest bookings at the moment. Other than that, I might take. I'm gonna take time off and just enjoy my life, brother. I had a real good year. Like last year, bro, only went to 2 promotions, which I'm grateful by. I'm so grateful for them. UBW Wrestling. This year, I branched out to several other promotions with my tag team partner. I just branched out. Boom, boom, boom. Won 3 championships. PW Internet Championship, 2 tag team championships with my tag team partner. We're already one of the best anyway. I just really felt sorry for that first tag team. When we wrestle them, I hope they're ready to step up. Because we're going to take... The comeback is going to be scary for a lot of people, you know. You think that I was actually... We were great then? Me and my tag partner speak every day. Just got off the phone for him before we did this podcast. Our time is coming.
Awesome. Yeah, so see it, and thanks for taking the time out. Of course, you can follow us here, there, everywhere: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, and wherever else you podcast. I've been at MIC. This has been smashing, Mike. Until next time, goodbye, my friend.